I just want to give you a little bit of feedback with this video. So for question 9, overall, really, really good job. You're very thorough in your analysis. Let's just talk about this last part here, though. It said create an input-output table. You've got that. I've got an image here. And then you did find the local maximum and the local minimum. So the local maximum is, this is the y value that happens at x equals 4.77. So it's right here. When x equals 4.77, we travel up, y equals this point here is 4.77 dot dot dot, whatever it is, 476. That's my x and my y value, my input and my output. For the local minimum of, that's the y value, when x equals negative 5.337, so I travel over here, then I travel down, my y value is equal to negative 557. So again, I can write that as input output negative 5.3378 gives me an output or revenue negative 557.2129. So down here it says r of x is increasing on what interval? So r of x, so another way I can say this is I input x, I output r of x. I input x, this is another way of saying my output is y. I can always say that y equals whatever my function is. In this case, my function is a revenue function, y equals r of x. So this problem is saying that the y values are increasing on what x values. Here you put the actual y value. When it's saying the function r of x is increasing on what interval, this means it wants to know the x values. So if I look at my graph here, and I want to say what is the function increasing on? Well, here it's decreasing, 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 neither increasing or decreasing, my minimum. Now I'm increasing, 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 all the way up to my maximum value. And then I'm decreasing, 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 decreasing. And when I want to find the interval, I want to find what x values make the function values increasing. So it would go from my minimum point all the way up to where my maximum occurs, but I want the x values. So this would be an x value of negative 5.58 all the way up to an x value of 4.77. That gives me where my function is increasing. So this would be negative 5.3378 all the way up to an x value of 4.7747. Same thing down here. Where is it decreasing? It's decreasing. So you got this element, correct? It's decreasing since this function keeps going into infinity for x values. Between negative infinity all the way up to this x value, which is negative 5.33. And then here I start to be decreasing based on an x value of 4.77 all the way up to positive infinity. Let's talk about this next question here about where, here, let's go down to see what you wrote here. So this next question was asking about where does this function have positive average rate of change and what does that tell us? And then where does it have negative rate of change and what does that tell us? And you have it in the text box here. So your average rate of change is here. So this rate of change is negative, 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 all the way up to here where it changed to, so it's negative. Then it changes here to positive, 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 all the way down to here, right? And now it starts to be negative again, your average rate of change. So from these negative values, okay, my rate of change is negative, 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 all the way up to here, negative rate of change. Then it changes between an x value of 7.27 and 15.5. Now it's positive, positive, positive rate of change all the way till here. And then it becomes negative rate of change again. Negative, negative, negative here. So negative rate of change, positive rate of change, negative rate of change. So this function keeps going on the ends. So I could say that it's negative rate of change as I continue to get more negative if the table did. And then if I continued my table on past 21, it would continue to be negative. So this interval here says between negative infinity and up to this x value here, 7.278158, the function is what's happening? It's decreasing. But you wrote that it's also concave down. Well, concavity and rate of change are related, but they're not equivalent. So here, this function is not concave down. Concave down means sort of a frown down. If I were to put water in a cup, it would fall out. That's concave down. Concave up is almost like a smile up. If I had water in a cup, it would hold the water. All right, so on this part of the graph, we're actually concave up all the way till somewhere about here. Then I switch to concave down here. So notice that they're related. Part of this area is increasing concave down, and then it's decreasing concave down. So this concavity. It didn't ask you about concavity here in this question. This is not concave down. All right, so the function is decreasing, as you said, but it's not concave down. It's decreasing. Okay, so when the rate of change is decreasing, then it's neither increasing or decreasing at the minimum. Then it changes to be increasing all the way up till I get to my max. All right, and then it changes, then it's neither increasing or decreasing here. The rate of change is 0, and then it becomes decreasing. We're going to learn more about concavity and how to determine it by an inflection point. But in this case, just go back and review decreasing and increasing. And don't mix up the concavity with the rate of change being increasing or decreasing. And then you had a question about entering infinity here with these symbols. I'm not sure where you got that input from, but let me just show you really quick. I'm going to pull this up here quick. There is a way to enter infinity into Excel. Let's see here. Let me try to pull this screen over. So when we're in Excel, if I go up here to insert, there's this insert menu in Excel, and for some reason it's not letting me. Oh, here we go. There's an insert menu in Excel where if I go to the insert menu, I'll do that again, there's a place to enter an equation. I click the symbols or equations. I think it just is showing symbols because I have this screen. Okay, up here it says enter equation or symbol. So if I enter an equation, I click that menu, I get this whole other menu up here, so I can then actually enter infinity here. So if I come here and I insert an equation menu, I can insert a symbol here of infinity. The other way that we tell students to do it is if I just put 0, 0, and then negative 0, 0 as a way to create infinity there. But you can go ahead and use that insert function or the symbol function. I don't know. I have a special set of keyboards here in my shortcut, so I don't know if you'll get that symbol if you click symbol, but if you click equation, you can get that equation menu and enter infinity.